time. Sailors are up. Drum down. It's up to you. Come on up. Snap them out. You stop again to soon.
The Creator has brought us all together in this place they call the United States of America, which was once Indian country. You know, we were the first caretakers of this universe. And in the 1800s, the United States government was the true, and they invented the terrorist group. They won't say it, but they've got orders from the President of the United States to say, move those Native Americans off of their land. If they don't move, kill them. And that was an order from the President of the United States of America, because the settlers were coming in and they wanted the land, so we were going to get relocated out to the boonies, and they take the prime land so they could, do their crops. But that's just the history. But they don't teach you that in the history book. They don't tell you the true story of we weren't citizens of the United States until 1924.
Everyone in the communities, they say we have a circle, a group, and that's our people. At one time, in early 1800, 1850, sometime, that hoop was damaged. I think 1850 somewhere time, and they did that with a wounded knee all across the United States. That hoop was damaged, it was shattered, and it's slowly coming back together. The hoop isn't complete. It's not a shield yet, if that makes sense. It's still got pieces missing, but slowly but surely we're creating a new hoop with our young people.
See, when in that era of my dad's era in the 30s, they were all taken into boarding schools. So, and if you talked your language at the boarding schools, they punished you. They beat you. They, tied you up, chained you up, and you're like a prisoner. So, they had to either get punished or get the language taken away. So there was an era there during my dad's time that they couldn't speak their language. We kind of lost that, but we're still getting it back now from research from kids like yourself, going to school, getting in the Indian program, and bringing the language back, and our songs and our dances.
we're struggling to revive our language. Although we have our songs still, not a complete set, we have enough to where we're able to sing for a little while, and then the Luceños come and they take over. But we have enough to keep our cultural, shall we say, aspect in that alive. We're still able to keep that alive. They actually have a kindergarten to ninth grade right here, and what they're doing is actually they sing songs for them, trying to teach them their language, or trying to teach them something to be proud of.
Well, I was raised across the street over there. I was raised there since 1942. I got out of school in 61. And we had outside toilets or running water. We had a creek up in the canyon that we used to have to go bathe. We took PE first period in school, so we'd be clean and everything like the rest of the students the rest of the day, and then we'd have PE and played all the sports. We'd take a shower at night and we'd be clean. We have to call our water in. We had solar energy in the 40s and 50s. We'd put a big tank on top of the roof in the shower building, and then when we got home, it was hot, and we just turned off. So solar energy is nothing compared. And they talk about solar now. We were doing that in the 40s, you know. And they think it's something new, but that's what we had, you know. And we couldn't. Well, we could, but we didn't have the clothes, the wash, the stuff to go to the proms, to all those things. Because, you know, we just didn't have the money. We were poor, didn't even know it. We thought in our hearts, I guess we were rich, you know. I mean, Christmas time, you get a sock full of hard candy. That was a prize, you know. Toys, we had big tires, we'd roll them, have races with those. Get a skateboard, cut it in half, make a little roller thing with it, you know, scooter. But, you know, if you look back, you think, yeah, it was rough, but we made it, you know. And I think it made everybody during my time more stronger, because now that we have something we can appreciate, you know. But yet you have that other gap that don't appreciate because they never had to go through that. So now today, when a kid turns 18, he gets like $20,000 a month.
When I got here to the reservation in 1974, there was nothing here. This museum wasn't even here. Nothing was here. Just one house over here, one over here, one down there, far few between. And you know, at nighttime when it got dark. There was no lights. And if you were lucky enough, you could see a kerosene light or electricity in somebody's window. You could see that. And when the power went out, it was out. We didn't have running water, and we didn't have electricity, and we did not have bathrooms. We had an outhouse. Across the street, I grew up at that house. There was an old house there that had none of these things. And then when my grandpa had an electric line put in, it was piped in and it was on the outside. And it was one light on here and one in the other room. And then we used extension cord for a television that we got that only had 3 channels, 2, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? That's to tell you how long ago I was here. We had a rotary phone that went like this. You guys didn't even know that. I had to say that too. And the floor was wood. It was wood and dirt. And my grandpa put a linoleum where we had a bed that pulled out. The 3 of us slept on, my 2 brothers and myself. And we had a wood stove. We didn't have no gas. We had to go out and chop wood. My grandpa chopped the wood and we go in and gather it and bring it in. And we had to get water. We had big things of water in there that we had to bring inside because there was no water inside.
You know, when I was younger, there was nothing really for mental sickness. Nowadays, we have Indian Health, but they don't do like any other place. They don't do really a good job. More like a Band-Aid. And it runs across not only in Indian country, but off the reservation. You see so many mental people walking the streets, and they just do a Band-Aid case on them. They just don't want to bother with them.
But you don't kick them out of the tribe or anything.
Oh, no. We try to work with them, and families, take care of them. But, and that's a big issue too, is mental health. I don't know if they want to deal with it, or it's not cost effective, but yet it's life. Then they wonder why these guys buy guns and go that.
When I first got here, it was a hush-hush thing. Nobody talked about alcoholism because everybody was dying from it, and they were all drinking. Diabetes killed everybody, wiped everybody. A good generation was wiped out within like 20 years. I mean, people that I learned from, that I remember, Indian people, they're all gone. And so now it's the younger people like myself that grew up, and here we are now, and watching, and we showed all these younger people on how to do drugs and how to drink. And the worst part is that they don't know how to handle it. They're killing themselves. They're shooting themselves or hanging themselves or overdosing. They don't know how to handle it. And the money that came in from that casino, it even made it worse. It made them feel like they were entitled to whatever they could, or they could buy whatever they could because of the money. You know what I mean? And then in a way they could, because money was buying. People were just throwing drugs at them, walking around big bags of dope and thinking it's cool. You know what I mean? And I showed them how to do that part. You know what I mean? Today I sat there and I sit here and I try to show them that they know how it was before. They see a sober man and they're like wondering, what are you doing? How did you get sober? How are you staying sober? You see what I'm saying? So that's a whole different avenue. That's a whole different avenue if we're going to talk about that. But I know it's prevalent. It's here in the community because a lot of these young kids don't know what to be proud of anymore. They think being proud of is a big bag is to be proud of. When culture won't keep them sober. They don't realize that. People think, I'll just stop doing it by I'll just go do sweats, I'll do songs, I'll sing, I'll be part of the community. They think that that's going to keep them sober. It's been proven that no matter how Indian there is in the past, they still died of alcoholism. They still died of it. And now I see a lot of us have still died in in addiction and not knowing a thing about their culture.
Yeah.
Where's this? Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what you know, it's what you do. Number one strength is our women. And we've had some damaged women, just like our men, we've had some damage, but they've come out of it. And because I personally believe, when they say there's a strong man in the world, that man didn't become strong by himself. A woman, somewhere in his life, made him strong like that. Because a woman taught him how to have some type of compassion. Without a woman, a man is nothing. A very hateful creature. I believe that. A very, dangerous creature, because all they want to do is kill. They think, oh, well, that's what we're supposed to be. But if you, without a woman, in a man's life, a man has no idea what compassion is about. Does that make sense? And that's what they're doing to these young kids. They're showing them some compassion, and they're showing them that it's okay to make mistakes. Just learn from them and keep moving forward.
I think our strongest value is that we've been set aside here since 1893, I think it was. We were established by executive order for the reservation, but we also got the sovereign power to operate as a sovereign nation. We're just as equal as our administration, which is the tribal council, is as equal as the state government, the federal government, President of the United States, and so on. So we got the right, inherited right to regulate our own people.
Be straightforward and try not to think you know too much about anything. In other words, come with an inquisitive mind and let them talk. Okay. Let them talk. And if they don't want to talk, ask questions and try to make them talk. Okay. So the thing would be like if you were to turn around and use it on me, just like you're doing right now. Be attentive to what I have to say, like I'm interesting. Pretend like I'm interesting. You know what I mean? That's what we get offended at. That it's like, don't ask me questions and look away over here all the time. Does that make sense? Pay attention and ask me, and when I answer, remember what I said.
It's like anything else, you struggle, and we're all fighting for the same thing, and that's survival. Everybody's fighting for that survival, because even if you left off, you people out live on the city, they're always changing laws, they're always changing zoning, they're always changing. Without your consent, they just change. And you live there for what? Say for 30, 40, 50 years, and they say, hey, we've been doing this for this, why do you want to change it now? You got no power, that's why you got to get the right people in the right positions in office.